Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Martin Wong, with Trading Idea with SMARTRobie. I hope you all had a great weekend as the economy in the Klang Valley, as many parts of Malaysia, is also reopening, and they are talking about interstate travel. So I think many of you would have started going to your local shopping malls and doing a bit of kopitiam, meeting up with the friends and having a drink. I think that is also good to get the country moving. As much as we like it, the stock market is still pretty much stuck at where it is. So let's take a look at what we have for you this morning in our morning headline, and definitely today is our beginner. That's right, we'll be looking at the Pentagon. So we're assuming some of you are attending for the first time, and if you are attending for the first time, do type in one there so we do know that we are getting to you. At the same time, also do share this video in your timeline so more people can also benefit too. And for those of you who came to our last Saturday for our masterclass preview, we thank you for your support, and we hope to see you in this coming Friday workshop, which we are currently promoting in here as part and parcel of a continuing education and learning to equip you for the next big market move, which we'll think will be coming soon. No doubt, we right now, if you look at the KLCI, this morning, just type in the KLCI market. Let me just switch to a bigger screen in here. You could see from here, let me just bring up the charts wise here. And this morning, of course, we have updated this chart here to make it so much easier for you to see. And it's my favorite to look at it is to look at the FBM30. So if you're on this KLCI market right now, what you want to do is just click onto the latest KLCI in here for the FBM30 live stock prices in here. Just below here, hit that one and it will take you to our FBM30. So right now the market is down 2 points. You can see a lot of pinkish move. If you look at the pinkish and the red, that tells you this market is in the so-called downtrend, and likelihood is likely to stay there. We just have about a few of them which are really green, like Hong Leong Bank and HAAKL. So that gives you where we are in terms of the big stocks. All right, so that's sort of, you can look at it and it's updated every 15 minutes. Okay, so right now this morning the big players in here, the big gainers continue to be MPI, all the technology stock. VIS has really shot up on the 16%, and Unisem is up 2%. So that's a lot of promoting being on the technology stocks. At the same time, most active is DNAX, almost this morning already about 68 million shares has been traded in here. So let's take a look at what we have for you in the news headline. All right, and this morning we'll be looking also at some Pentagon guided trade idea in here, and also look at some of the past leader that we have, and I do hope that some of you will manage to catch it, these Pentagon guided shares. If you are regularly using the SMARTRobie, I'm sure you're able to pick one them up. And definitely last week, I think we did pick some of these up too, and that would benefit us tremendously. All right, let's go on to our next slide in here. It's our market news roundup. Now, in here, this is from last Saturday on the Star Business, the continued bullishness that is painted by the banking sector, favored by the analysts, and it's practically buy call for all of them. You can see Affin Bank a buy call, but take notice of what we call the target price. The target price, some of these are very close, just like Alliance about 30 cents. You're talking something like an upside of 10%. That's how much you can go. So remember the KLCI, if you look at where we are, the KLCI here, let's bring up this chart here, the KLCI. This represents almost 30%. Okay, pitching to a bigger chart here. This, what you see on the right hand side, it's the 30% that you see mainly represented by the banking stock. So a lot of these are deemed to be very bullish. So you can see Public Bank and Maybank being the biggest heavyweight in there. A big move where we were September 15. And where we are right now, Public Bank is still pretty much where it is. September 15, September $4, Maybank is about $8.25. They did have the dividend payment out there. So with a 940, you are talking something like 80 cents, about a 10% move. So a 10% move that would likely to take us to 165 in line with what they are saying in the market. Right now, I do think the green pentagon will come soon, but so far we have seen its red pentagon. Give it about a month for this market to digest. We still have the bearish October month that is coming in here. No doubt, I think many of you would have known this too. But banking side, I do believe this is the lowest we could get. We could probably get another wash out before the market start to move back. It's not going to go beyond the 1620 or 1640 for the year end. That's about as much as I can see, but the US market may move up more. So my fellow friends in here, do take a look at the US market or learn to invest in the US market here. And something they will talk about, the Trade VSA, our 4-day showcase we are doing right tonight. That's right. Make sure I'll give you some more detail towards the end of this talk here. All right. Also, let's look at our next news is Superloin. Now, Superloin is being one of the supply chain manufacturer in here, and of course during the COVID-19 with the restriction and many of manufacturing shut down, they were also affected. But the dividend yield for Superloin, let's take a look at Superloin being a very one of those. I remember this was a coal eye stock, Superloin. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, so you can see Superloin here. And of course, looking at the stock fundamentals, where does this stock tell us? So it is it's only a PE of 12 times, pretty low compared to the 35 times, but it does pay a 3% dividend in line with what you see on the analyst report in here. So it's a buy call that was put up by the research house in here at 105. That's right. Right now, it's only doing previous closing about 89 cents. Okay, 89 cents. So there's still a bit of room of upside in here. Let's take a look at the chart wise. And you can see, so click on that one, chart wise. So you can definitely see Superloin, it's in a sideways movement up and down, really hitting the old high in here around the, hit the old high, but a lot of what we call profit taking coming in around the 92 and 93 cents. Of course, a better update will be using TradingView. All right, our plugin in here to put you up into perspective, even looking even at the shorter time frame. I do think that this red pentagon will likely to cause Superloin to move sideways, but a buy call here at 108. Can it hit that? We will know in the coming months in here. But do take note, this is not one of those belongs to the hot sectors. No doubt it is, I believe this is in the industrial product in here, but we all know technology, eventually I'm going to show you in the next couple of slides there, is the area to be putting your money in here. Now, on the CPO side, United Malacca is the stocks. United Plantation is another CPO stock, by the way. United Malacca is another stocks, and this report talking about the continued bullishness of the CPO prices will likely to continue into February next year. So which means some of these stocks will start to move up, and no doubt United Malacca here. So let's type in the United Malacca, and you will see that UMCA. Yeah, that's right. UMCCA stand for United Malacca Commodities, I suppose. Double click that and click on the chart in here. Now take note of this stock, which is highly illiquid. You got a lot of this dash in here, but no doubt it has turned green pentagon in there, in line with the analysts in here from the TA research, giving a buy call, all right, at target price of 607. Okay, 607, depending which one it is, but the buy call 505, which is almost there. There's another one, TA, giving it at 607. So there are two research house. Previously was 607, 24 times PE, but the research house has lowered it, right, to a hold instead of a buy in here at 505. Okay, pretty much where it is. So this morning, let's take a look at United Malacca in here. It is going to be a dividend play for this kind of stocks. Okay, I likely to think it's unchanged or slightly down. Yep, down 2% because of the day. Now take note, a lot of the time our market really move is due to the analyst call, okay, because many of these analysts, which their trade ideas are pitched in newspaper, just like what I'm doing here. At the same time, it's also many of the reminders and dealers are also pitching to their clients. So usually when we see a buy call that is being pushed up, shares will definitely move up, but also at the same time, I do think on the pretense of smart money, they use this to distribute too, because that is the only time where we see a lot more. Of course, foreign funds are still coming in here, controlling pretty much of the scene. Let's take a look at our stocks wise in here, and you can see the KLCI. Just go to tradevsa.com. Yeah, hit that one. You're able to see the KLCI coming in nicely in here to show you where is the foreign funds. Okay, so right now you could see here we still have Top Glove down 2%, and the foreign fund, that's right, foreign funds has 2 occasions of down market, and of last week 24th it was minus 88. So make sure you check this daily, on a daily basis in here for the foreign fund. If you see more selling of the foreign fund, that is likely to explain why our KLCI continue to go downward. Of course, on the Jewel, the RHB Jewel 2020, this is the watch list, and it does has some pretty good shares inside here. So also check it out in here. Of course, the Pentagon Guider for our Trade VSA Pro dashboard continue to pick up very good stocks. Some of these already achieved 100% for Opcon in here, but we also look at some of Pentagon that is picked by Robie in here for those more liquid and more highly capped stocks, right? Because some of you did asking what's the difference between the Pentagon that you see on the website and the Pentagon that you see shortly, which I'm going to talk about in here. All right, let's move on to the next story, which is JF Tech here. So let's move back to JF Tech, and this was on last Saturday when we pick it up in here about a jewel, a hidden diamond among the some of the stocks that has moved up. Now you will see definitely in here, and I'm just going to show you how you take a look at this. So let's go back to main menu in here, and when you do, just type over Pentagon Guider. Okay, in here, let me just show you what I mean here. And there is a Pentagon Guider leader. That's right, the Pentagon leader, it's just right below here. Click that one, and here it's a very big differentiation. What you see, you can see the number one, which is up 15% since the last month, and it came out on the 26th, so almost 1 month, 15%. Then you have D&O up 14%, UWC 10%, Inari is up 9% in here. Now remember, these are all growth stocks, okay? These are all growth. DNext came in at 7%, Pi also about 4%. Of course, you can scroll this down and also look at some of the winner and loser. Pastech is also in there, 1st of September with just 3% return. They came in on this 1st of September, just about 3 weeks ago. All right, so all in all, front can, and many of these big winners so far you've seen on the SMARTRobie. Now you see the SMARTRobie are just showing about 15% return because these are more liquid and highly capped stock compared to the Pentagon Guider that you see on the front page of Trade VSA. That is the Pentagon Guider of the entire listing that you see on the dashboard in here. No doubt, the SMARTRobie are supposed to pick stocks generally target more for the new beginners and the more medium-term investor, where these stocks are generally more well-known for that purpose. Now also this list, so far we have seen JF Tech hasn't been mentioned in here. It hasn't picked up yet, so that gives you a potential. Let's go back to JF Tech right now. JF Tech, you can see the stock chart, stock comment here. Will give you a potential likelihood of the stocks moving back up. So you can see JF Tech has turned green Pentagon. So what is merely saying is that, look, this JF stock has a little bit more room to go up. you have seen some of the front reader like Frontcan, DNO already make its move, JF Tech not, and let's see if JF Tech will start to move out. And this is where you can see, of course, if you are beginner, you're not able to see this. This is why you want to do a bit of paper trading and see that. But for those of you who are more veteran, you will see there is a potential rotation from those winners back to in here. Now, having said that, the group enjoy a net profit margin of 40%, all right, and with a net profit of 15.2 million versus a revenue of 38 million. They are doubling their production capacity, partnering with China, Huawei, and South Korea, ISC Corp in the past 1 year for more growth. And that's why on this report, they are saying that the investor may have overlooked this time, but where there's an upbeat in technology sector's outlook. It's the same thing too. What we are trying to say here is that, look, some of those shares I've shared with you has moved up, but JF Tech has not done so. So something you can look at, and it's also showing green pentagon for that one. All right, now let's move on to the next story that we have for you is Gershen, which is the medical and life science segment in here. So it's Gershen has been an uptrend, very nicely done. Here, just click that one. So you can see stock price, stock chart in here, and of course with the sell-off that we see, it also turned red pentagon, but didn't hit through the ATR stop loss. So likelihood is going to move sideways. Who knows? You know, with learning how to read the chart with the volume coming in, this could represent another uptick on the chart going higher here. So you can click on that one, and this also that show you potentially a possible intake for Gershen. Now, if you look at Gershen in here, the optimistic side, the company saw a year-on-year jump of 600% in net profit, and that's what explains why we see on the right-hand side of the chart, the stock has started to move up. So this question right now, would it go to profit taking or will it follow technology stock? What do you think? Type it in there, let me know. And very important in here, Gershen now says that he has spare capacity to fulfill new order that it hoped to secure. Again, another play on the COVID-19 market recovery in here, pushing up, and they do have a lot of capacity to take up more, so potentially to run up. That is in the Vietnam thing. So do some research on this stock in here. Chart wise, it's a very nice trend. Whether it can move higher or not seems to be it. Again, I think many of our listener in our SMARTRobie in here use this to your advantage in here. So right now it may trend back up. You could see this is a very nice chart here. Push up sideways, and who knows, it will have another push up in here. I'm just trying to look for the target price that the analysts had in here, but nothing has been said so far. But a lot of the news for growth, despite the challenges that you see in COVID-19, continue to give this stock a bit of upside. It's not going to go down, but I do think there is more upside for this stock here. All right, now let's look at the next section that we have is definitely moving to the US market. Now let's take a look, switch over to SMARTRobie US, S&P 500 in here. So you can see from S&P 500, the market today here, market did taper off last week. As you could see, when we hit the red pentagon spot on, the market just sort of sell off all the way down to touching 4,300 and then rebounded back the last 3 days. Now, so a lot has already been priced in. The government shutdown now is the current theme, which is actually hitting the US market in here. But I do think that with the strong trend, the big rebound, we do know September and October are the last two bearish months in here. So as I said before, this is again from our seasonality charts that we have in our plugin, so make sure you get a chance to look at it, and something that we will showcase this week or no, tonight, that's right, how you can use this to help you in understanding the market in here. So quick recovery, usually if they are prolonged shutdown for more or 5 days. So remember, the government shutdown has happened during the period where Barack Obama as well as Trump era over the last 8 years. So it's no really big deal. As much as it is, I do think this is just event that will pass and the market will continue further. Now, on the interesting stocks to talk about is definitely Tesla, which over the weekend that was written by another blogger on Star talking about the differentiation between, which I did also talk about in the modern value investing, the different style between Cathie Wood, which is a technology enthusiast, versus Michael Burry, a value investor. Depending where you are and where your heart is, right now Tesla is starting to make up the move. Of course, Cathie Wood has more followers compared to Michael Burry in here, and Michael Burry, like it or not, was famous for the 2008 too short, but since then has taken some bearish position on Tesla in here. So at the end, let's see who will prevail. But in the market sense, with the market that we see right now, the tech stock continue to move up, and the continued printing of what we call bond buying in here. Although there are news about the tapering of the bond buying will likely to be reduced by 15 million from 120 billion to 50 million towards the year end, but the market continue to go up. They have sort of priced it in here, and like it or not, I don't see anything really stopping the US market at this stage in here. Any pullback like you see right now on the chart just above me does represent an opportunity to buy. Okay, let me know what you think on the right hand side in here. And for those of you who really miss out on this US market, I do think this is a real opportunity to build wealth, ladies and gentlemen. That's why one of the things I do tell our masterclass member, take a look at the US market in here. If you have not, you are really missing a big part of the picture in here. All right, definitely Tesla. All right, let's take a look at Tesla here, TSLA here. And Tesla right now, if you see stock chart, stock comment, it is giving you a very nice green pentagon, and look at that, that's a nice line change in here. The focus on Tesla, and since the green pentagon around the 720 mark in here, and let's see how this market it is. It's been a very nice shakeout, trends still going up higher in here, right? Where would Tesla be? 850, 1,000? Your guess is mine, but Cathie Wood have it at $3,000, and right now it's 70.60. So again, focus on what you see in the chart. Charts don't lie, right? And definitely my money is on Tesla with the green pentagon right now. All right, so let's move on to the Singapore side. Singapore side, very interesting is the market. Now, switching back to the SGX here, SMARTRobie here, so you can see we do have green pentagon. That's right, finally the green pentagon. So usually when we get green pentagon for the SGX market, eventually this will come to Malaysia, right? Take note of it. But right now we are undergoing a lot of heavy selling from this rubber sector. That's why we have Top Glove today down 2% in here. But the optimistic side, what I do see is the banking sector, which currently being promoted by a lot of the analysts, which is on last Saturday, right? So that tells you momentum is building up on the finance. So one of the things you can do is on Malaysian side in here, you can switch over to Robie chart and go over the hot sectors and look out for finance. All right, is finance there? Not yet. All right, because this is our top 5 hot sectors in here. Finance will definitely creep in. Another way to look at this is go over to the KLSE, tradevsa.com, and you can see from here the full 13 sectors, right, on my right hand side of the screen here. And where is finance? Yeah, finance is just below here, behind the consumer number 6. All right, so once they are there, they start to come in, then this market will recover. So remember, Malaysia right now is taking a cue from SGX. So let's go back to SGX. On the SGX side and Robie chart here, so you can see already turned green pentagon, but it's not a nice so-called pop recovery in here, right? So this is a slow kind of thing, which is good in my opinion. Now, looking at the Pentagon Guider in here this morning, we have about 12 stocks, very hot. One of the stocks that really turned green Pentagon is U96, which is a Sembawang, right? And let's take a look at it. U96. Oh, even my favorite Keppel, REITs, right? This is K71. It's up a lot of the. We have OLAM also, Consumer Defense, U96. So if you look from the stock chart, stock comment here, you could see this one is definitely in the downtrend, and first time we're seeing green pentagon. All right. Okay. Let's move on to our next leaderboard, but I'm just going to skip through and really check out our first pentagon in here, the KLCI. And don't forget the version 4 under the KLCI chart here. And you can see just on top here is the version 4 so-called user guide, how to use some of a new feature on SMARTRobie. So you can click on that one, and that actually takes you to the PDF file. Check this thing out, how to use the SD and LT, and do let us know how you intend to use it too. Of course, our new Pentagon leader right now, going to Robie chart here under KLCI market today. So click on that one, and that will take you right at the below. Okay, this one will take us to the Pentagon Guider. That's right, we want to look at the Pentagon Guider. Click on Pentagon Guider here, and right at the below here is the latest Pentagon leader chart. Click on that one, and one of the stocks that we picked on the 26th of August, no, actually 30th of August, we were late. All right, we were late, and that's why it's important for you to check out the Pentagon every morning or every night when the market closes, and that was about a 15% return here. So a lot of the big winners will pick up in here. So having said that, Penta is what we pick on the 20th of September, right? And eventually Penta would also come in. And let's take a look at the trading plan that we did for Penta last week. Those of you who came, and this was what the chart was, right? We pick it as soon as the next day following it. So if we look at the chart right now, okay, so make sure you get a copy of the plugin, and you were able to see very similar. So a nice one, the market broke out here. You can see 3% followed by a 3%, 4%. It was up by 8%, and only today going through a profit taking. So this is a pretty decent one. And again, on the backdrop of a stronger technology stocks that we've seen front end in here, that sort of tells you where the stock is right now. Of course, the resistance is 594. Which is somewhere around here. Right now, it's this morning is down 1.5% in here. We have to see at the end of today how would this market close up. All right, for the stocks trade idea going forward. So this one is 8% up. Okay, so front end, as I said before, came out on the 26th, but we were only touching on it on the 30th of August. Right, so that's why I repeat again, it's important for those of you, just check out the Pentagon every day and go in the next day. All right, next day on the opening price, just like what we did for Penta, and that seemed to be nice, and continue to ride it. So on the Unisem is the new stocks again, right? So what we're going to do is to build a trading plan from here. Okay, and just bring in here. So Unisem, another technology in here, nice one, pretty similar to what we saw for Penta, right? So let's switch over to here, go over to Unisem. Of course, let's switch over to a weekly chart here. So you can see weekly chart actually turned on the 26th. So that's why it's important again, time and time again, for you to get the plugin so you're able to see the weekly chart. All right, that's in line with what we always been teaching our members to do that, and also the part. So weekly Pentagon charts, turn green on what date is that? That's on the 26th of July. Okay, and then switch back to a daily chart. So daily just turned on the 23rd. Now for beginners, it's also important for you to study the weekly chart to see the overall trend of this one in here. Okay, on the 23rd of September. So we have green Pentagon on 23rd September. Okay, let's look at the important price level. Definitely hit that one. And let's switch over to a wider chart here. So let's look at the trading plan, because that will likely to have all our resistance in here. So next quarter earnings is 23rd of October. Okay, so that will be interesting to see earnings coming up. The last earning, if you see from the chart wise here, you can see it, right, causes the market to go high, and I do think there was likely to be a recovery. So we have here $9, which is a 3% up. Resistance is 903, which already broke through. Okay, so it broke through it. That's very nice. Market break weekly resistance, and that's positive, and it means it can go higher. Okay, it can go here. So let's look at important price level here. Broken R1 at 903, and next level, okay, R2 at what price? 939. Okay, how do I know 939? I'll just look over there at the resistance inside here. Okay, from last closing price inside here, the low support, of course, if you want to look at the support, basically we are looking at the exit strategy. Okay, looking at the exit strategy here, click over on the exit strategy, and you can see R1 and R2. Well, we have S1, which is 825,745. Of course, I think we don't want to go too far away, so we just take 826. Okay, so 826 is our RS1. Okay, 826, if you look at it, is just this level here, 826. That's right, just before the breakout. But of course, if you do take this, you don't want to be, okay, at the same time, you be careful if market break back to what price is that, because you want to see that momentum going up. You don't need it to come back down, so around 870. Okay, $8.70. Okay, last high resistance here that we've seen. Whoa, let's go back even further. It's going to be somewhere around here, which is the 945. Okay, the 945, which is 936 level in here. Okay, 945. Okay, period of trending, you can see, right, the last time when we have 1st of July to, so 1 month. Okay, so right now we are getting this trend 24th September. So if the trend were to continue to go up, right, it should go to, remember just now I talked about the EPS date on the 23rd of October. So we still have that 1 month, so which does give you a clue. If you do see volume coming in, Unisem is likely going to push up because of the positive EPS, or what we call earnings, which is coming on the 23rd, and that's very similar to what we saw on this August time frame that you see here. All right, would it play out to this trend? All right, possible. Okay, so we're going to put in 1 month to the 23rd October EPS quarterly earnings reporting. Okay, and usually that's the case. So once the earnings is out, you could see way back the market comes back down. All right, so this is a chance for you to trade this kind of stocks in here, possibly up to 940 for a slightly 4 or 5% return. Not much, I do know. So right now it's already right now it's closing $9. What's the price? Yeah, $9. $9 here is 880. High is a 903. So right now is $9, so which is already up 2.63%. But never mind, next week we'll come back and take a look at it. So let me just save this, because this is something that we're going to do. So very simple trading plan for our beginners friend in here, and I do hope this should put you well back in a good perspective of how the market does work here. Okay, now let's move on to our next segment here, and our next segment is Penta. Okay, Penta was last week. I think we picked that stocks, and yeah, that's right. So we picked that stock, and this week we picked Unisem. I know I done that in the reverse. I think we look at Penta. Yeah, we seen that Penta earlier on. Okay, So let's go on to next. Now, of course, just an update. Our fixed rules Pentagon guided continue to be positive. As you can see, before this whole year, I've been talking about the rules. We are still beating the KLCI minus 4% in here. We're still up 8% compared to last year, which is a much better one. Last year, you could see about 106%. It all depends on the market and what kind of stocks that we do pick up right now. We are not in the losing, and then I think it's also important for some of you who are continue to have difficulty making money. That's something you have to pay note, or something that you want to upgrade your skill and your tools to reflect it. More importantly, to understand what are the implications of continue of not doing so well. What are things that you need to do to be better in here? Of course, our plugin will help you to be an informed trader in here. Check us out. We do have an installment plan for all our tools and our masterclass in here. And of course, this weekend is a chance for you to upgrade your skill, right? To learn from some of our Sifu and for our coaches plus myself on how we do it and how we can help you to hit your $100,000 target or $1 million portfolio account. It's something that we willing to share with you how we have done in the past for our members and also for ourselves. That's where you can learn it too. This coming Friday first will be our masterclass. That's right, beginning our masterclass. So make sure you join. We have a few seats left in here. And of course, if not, you can continue to watch out and come to our Trade VSA showcase, and tonight will be the beginning of the 4 nights that we are doing in here. Day 1 and day 2 will be taken up by my coach Zach in here. Day 3 and day 4, myself, I'll be talking about the trading the US market. So we'll be doing a US market trading on day 3, and also profit from falling market, which is looking at very interesting instrument in here. And day 4 is wealth building framework. That's right, the wealth building framework. It's something we want to share with you, giving you a target, how much you're supposed to make a year and how much you intend to build over a period of time. It's important what we're trying to say in here. You need to have a wealth building framework in all aspects of money. So make sure you join us. The QR code is on the right hand side. Register. This is a 4 nights Trade VSA showcase with it. And with that, I'm just going to move on to our stock pick for this, the stock review for our members and also for our public. If you're from the public, please let us know your profession, and if you are our members, just note that MC for masterclass, so it helps us to know who we are talking to. All right. Okay, now if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, do pencil them in. I'm happy to look at them. Okay. So you're all okay, taken care of? Alright, so if you are no stocks to review this morning in here, do check out our YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube to be informed of all our video tutorial that we have for you in here. And also don't forget to share our Telegram chat room and free stock trade idea in here. And I guess I'll probably be seeing you in our Trade VSA our showcase tonight at 9:30, featuring our coaches Zach and also me eventually in the 4-part series of our Trade VSA in here. Now if you have any more questions, do pencil in there. I'm happy. Okay, we have students here from a student Sally, who always been following us in here. I'm sorry, because you are from the public, you can only do 1 share. So do upgrade and join our Trade VSA member so you can have unlimited stock review. So let's take a look at Pi here. PIE. Okay, Pi just turned green Pentagon, so no problems. Okay, that came out, and you have uptrust broken out in here. But do take note, usually when they break through the ATR stop loss, and also it's likely to move sideways. Learn to read the volume. Okay. Oh, so let me just switch this wider. Sorry, you can't see that, right? And you could see this is the PIE. So the market's likely going to move sideways from here. All right, Sally. Hope to see you in our Trade VSA showcase, and do use our product and do subscribe to our Trade VSA, as we have our installment plan for you to help you build a better future for you and in financial goals. So thank you again. I'll see you sooner if not later. Bye bye.